you all know, we're here to honor one of the awardees of INQUIRER Awards. Of course, it's no stranger to all of us. We're gonna give him his trophy today, and I'd like to call on the INQUIRER sports staff. Please join me. So we can hand trophies. We're gonna give him 2 trophies actually. So, break. Like call up in front, best performance by a coach for the year, Coach Tim Kong.
Yeah, oh, these are cool trophies.
Yeah, that's our most cool. And at the same time, we're also awarding Coach Tim Kong for best performance by a team this year.
Get the wheel too.
Gilas, Pilipinas.
You know, that was such a special team that we put together there. I don't think we started out to be special. You know, we really didn't know what we were going to be doing together as a group. I remember assembling in the first part and saying to them that, you know, this is who we got. You know, you're not going to have, there's no Eric Spoelstra walking through the door, no Phil Jackson walking through the door, no LeBron James coming in, you know, to all rescue us. This is who we are. This is what we got. This is what we got to make the best of. So, and we really didn't know how good we were going to be. And so to take it as far as we did, that group just kind of molded and melded together. It just became a real special group. Great camaraderie right from the very start. Great work ethic. And they just didn't let things hold them back. You know, we had a lot of issues, you know, changing the lineups, and then some of the things that went on in China, having to walk, and you know, to the venues and stuff. I mean, just players just kept, you know, we just kept rolling with the punches. And we actually said that. We said we just got to be like Manny Pacquiao, you know, just the punch is thrown. When we get hit, you just keep going, keep rolling with the punches. And they did such a great job of that all the way through to the end, coming back and beating Jordan after being pretty beat up in their first game. So it was a really wonderful group that we did. And I wish they were all here with us because they were a lot of fun to be around. And I want to especially mention there Jumar, because Jumar he's such a great teammate. He's such a great person, so humble. He kind of set the tone for us. And then, of course, Justin Brownlee was just absolutely amazing. But there's another guy that I felt that really helped bring our chemistry together. That was Chris Ross. I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of chemistry stuff because, you know, we had such a short preparation time. So I really tried to just focus on the nuts and bolts of the team and then putting the system together, talking about the defense, getting the scouting all in. But Chris was really working hard behind the scenes, creating chemistry and keeping guys and talking to everybody. And I think that's really an understated part of what happened to Ladies, Chris Ross's impact on the team. So, yeah, it was a really special group, and they did a special thing. You know, first time in 61 years. So it took a special group to be able to do something that special.
Goes past to the assembled squad, very short prep time. I remember going to the PBA office and listening to the press con. But looking back, what do you think was one thing that made it work for you guys?
Well, you know, I want to bring up that press con. One of the things we said in that press con, which I thought was fateful later on, because I remember saying, you know, people, what's your goal? And I said, our goal is to win an Asian gold. You know, we're going to go out there and try to win a gold medal at the Asian Games. And everybody kind of snickered and laughed, you know, and thought that was kind of funny. But what I went on to add is that that's our goal, but that's not going to be our focus. You know, our focus is going to be whatever we can do day to day to work ourselves towards that goal. We're just going to focus on this day and then the next day and the next day. And we're not even going to talk about that, you know, Asian Games or getting a gold medal or whatever. We're just going to work on it day to day. I think there's a certain reality to everything. You know, you're not going to win every basketball game. No team wins every game. I mean, even the great Chicago Bulls in '94 or whatever it was, where they won 70 games, they still lost rather 12, or 11. The Golden State Warriors, that great dynastic team, they lost their share of games. They lost like 9 games or 10 games. You're not going to win all the time. No team ever wins all the time. So there's going to be ups and downs. And I think that if we can compete and show that we're getting better, I think the fans will take the ride with us.
Delivering that goal for the Philippines coach, like, what do you aspire for the next goal?
Well, I just think that I think the first thing we said after that Asian Games is, we were hoping that we can, generate some continuity in the Gilas program. Just get that continuity going and moving forward. I think that's really the key to any success that we have. I think is going to be that continuity, and we kept the core of that team together into the next program, and I think that that's a special core, and then I just kept talking about it's a special group of guys. So I just want to try to keep things together, try to keep them moving forward. And I think that we have so much passion as a country for the sport, and it's unlike any other country, and that really is our edge. And I think that if we can keep that passion going and add it to that continuity, I think that we can reach heights that we haven't thought we could reach before. So we'll see. And now here we are, 5 months later, still talking about it, still awarding it. And now even you really do feel the specialness of it all. And I hope we can bring more specialists down the line within the next few years.
You feel that it set a bar for you?
Yeah, a tough bar, yeah. But, I'm a big believer that, there's always really hard things to do, but nothing's impossible, So, like I know Latvia is going to be really hard, but I don't think it's impossible. I really don't. But I think it's really going to be hard trying to beat the 6th ranked team in the world at their home court. It's really hard to bend guys through there. And also, you're also wearing out the players because they got to be, through their whole break, they got to come out and play all these, practices all the time, and you risk Jumar getting hurt, you risk this guy getting hurt or wearing down. That's hard on the stakeholders. So it was really a matter of trying to develop a program in which we could satisfy the stakeholders, of which they would be supportive instead of worried or upset or, yeah, okay, we'll do it, but behind the scenes they're like, damn, we're going to be out of, we don't want to let our player go. So that's where we are now. Now, whether this will work with the allotted preparation time, I keep getting asked, are you going to ask for more time? No, we're not going to ask for more time. This is what we agreed on. Are you going to ask for more players? No, we're not going to ask for more players. This is what we agreed on. I mean, we start asking for this and that and this and start doing different things, then the stakeholders are going to raise their hackles and say, well, no, I thought this is not. So we're going to stick with what we do and see if we can be successful doing it this way.
That mentality, Coach, nothing is impossible, going into the Olympic qualifiers where you said you're going to be facing top-ranked teams. How hard have the players bought into that kind of mentality?
Well, I think that, first of all, I think that you ask any of those players, they are chomping at the bit right now, waiting for June to come so they can get back together and start playing together again. Every one of those players want to come back and play together again. I think they see the potential in themselves. And so, and again, it's always been a size factor. We're not big enough, we're not fast enough, we're not strong enough to play on the international thing. But we are. You look at our size, we look at our athleticism, from backcourt to front court, there's not going to be any teams out there that are really going to outsize us. Well, some guys that are going to be more physical than us, maybe, but they're not going to outsize us. So I think that always gives us a possibility. You know, it's not impossible. We're not going to get overwhelmed by anybody. Not going to be a lot of guys that Latvia has that's going to be more athletic than KQ. You know, KQ is incredibly athletic, you know, and strong and physical, and Carl Tamayo also. I mean, 6'7", 6'8", 6'8.5". I mean, big, strong kid like that. And not everybody has a 7'3" kid who can jump out of the gym, which Kai can. Kai is really explosive, and we got strong guards that can defend. I just don't. If we can bring our best game and bring the best version of ourselves, I think, you know, we're capable of beating anybody. Now, whether we can do that or not, that's the big question.
No.
Well, that's one of the reasons we brought them on, is because they know each other well, and we knew there would be chemistry between them. There's a rivalry between them also because of UP LaSalle, and I think Carl was the big gun when KQ was just entering college, and now KQ's the big gun, and then Carl's out of college. So, you know, I think the first practice they really went at each other at the beginning. We were like, whoa. And but you know, they developed that chemistry over the period of the week, and instead of going at each other, they were going with each other. I mean, they were looking for each other, passing the ball to each other. In the beginning, we were all just doing drills in which everybody was playing against everybody, you know, 3-on-3 continuous drills and stuff like that. So you got to play against everybody. But then when we started doing our real 5-on-5 execution drills and everything, KQ and Carl were on the same team most of the time. So they started really learning how to play with each other, pass the ball to each other, just like back in high school. And it was fun to watch. But, you know, they represent the future. They represent they're the 4-year men. I mean, they're just going to be reaching, they won't even be in their primes yet in 4 years. Think about that. Veterans, and they show them the way how to do it. The best ways that were, if you get really good veterans. And the young guys, and I think that's what the camaraderie of the team was. The young guys had great respect for the veterans, because the veterans are guys who've been through it and done it, and they're also really good guys. I mean, there's really no one who's my outlier on that team, nobody. And so they respect that guys. And then the veteran guys can look at those young guys and go, wow. You know, they look at Kai, they look at Carl, they look at Kevin, and even AJ when he was with the World Cup. They go, these guys are skilled. So they have great respect for the skills of these young guys. So there's a two-way street going, both respect is going both ways between the vets and the youth. And I think that's why the camaraderie on this team so far is really good, that there's a chance. And I'm really curious to get to the European level and then see Kai and Jumar on the floor at the same time, playing together. Or Jumar and Edu, or even maybe the three of them playing together. I think they could play together in our system. All three of them could be on the floor at the same time. I mean, I just don't think there's a European team that can outsize that group. But that's something that's our next step. Can we get those guys to play together? Can we get AJ, Jumar and Kai, can we give them roles that they can both play, that instead of just coming in for each other? Because if Jumar just comes in for Kai and Kai comes in for Jumar, you're limiting Jumar's time and you're limiting Kai's time. They've got to be able to play together at pointers, because they're your two best players.